Yo, what is going on, Headliner Nation? It's your boy, The Doc, and we are back with another Dynasty Headliner video. The NFL draft has come and gone, which means we are in the thick of rookie draft season for Dynasty leagues. And in today's video, we're talking about all the guys that you should be targeting in the later rounds of your rookie draft. We talk about the headliners each and every week. We've been talking about them for months at this point. So let's talk about some guys that I think landed in great spots that you should be picking up on the cheap in your rookie drafts this year. Before we hop into those names though, what are you guys waiting for? The Fantasy Headliners Draft Guide is officially live, and it includes all sorts of great rookie content, including all the injury profiles that I have done on this year's rookie class. The only place that you will find that injury information on the top guys from this class. And we update this draft guide as the offseason goes along. So you only have to pay for it once, and then you get all of the Dynasty, all of the redraft content that we're going to do this offseason in one place. Head on over to tfhdraftguide.com and pick up your copy today. Links down in the description below. First guy we're going to talk about on this list is running back Jaden Blue and his role with the Cowboys. Now, Blue has a lot of work to do when it comes to being a pure runner. He's got a slight frame, just 5'9", 200 pounds, but while that's not ideal for a 3-down role, he should dominate the pass catching role for the Cowboys. He brings a lot of juice to a backfield of career underachievers, with his only competition being Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. Now, Jaden Blue runs a sub 4.40, and he gets into space quick out of the backfield as a pass catcher. I think he will have a role immediately as the team's primary pass catcher in the offense, an offense that, despite a lot of speculation, did not draft a wide receiver in this year's class. I actually like Jaden Blue as an early third-round target in rookie drafts because of his combination of poor competition and elite athletic upside, especially out of the backfield, especially if they want to split him out wide, use him in the slot a little bit, and use him in motion. I think he could really thrive in a role like that for the Cowboys. Next guy we're going to talk about is Terrence Ferguson, the tight end for the Rams. Now, this year's tight end class is mostly dominated by the two top tight ends, Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland, both of those guys going inside the first round of most rookie drafts and going inside the first 14 picks of the actual NFL draft. But we know that history is not favorable to drafting tight ends early in rookie drafts. Not every guy turns out like Brock Bowers did last year, and most of the time we get burnt more often than not when it comes to the tight end position. So if you want to wait, I think Terrence Ferguson is a guy that needs a little bit more love, and I just feel like he has a role with the Rams offense right away. He's only got Tyler Higbee ahead of him on the depth chart, and this was the Rams' first pick in this draft. So they clearly have a role in mind for what Terrence Ferguson is going to bring to the offense. I think him landing with the Rams is a great spot for him because Sean McVay, his offense is tailored to Terrence Ferguson's skill set. He's a pretty good athlete, an underrated athlete in this class, one of the better athletes at the tight end position in this class. And he has the skill set that I think will fit into that system well. He has a good knack for where the soft spot of zones are. And when you watch him play in college, he just finds a way to get open, get the ball, and get downfield a little bit. He doesn't have that explosive upside in terms of athleticism on tape. But that doesn't mean that he's not capable of turning a 5-yard catch into a 15 or 20-yard catch, because he is a big body and he is a good athlete. I think if you miss out on those top two tight ends, you might be looking at Terrence Ferguson in the 3rd or 4th round as a guy that you can pick up and safely assume that he will have some type of role in his offense as soon as this year. Now, full disclosure, the next guy on this list is technically a homer pick. I'm from Illinois, and I've watched a lot of Pat Bryant this year. He's not your prototypical NFL wide receiver, but he is incredibly smart and consistent for his team. Now, he's not a straight line speed guy. He ran a 4.6 40, so he's not going to take the top off of defenses. But what he does well is he has a great route tree, and he has a good line of getting open in zone defenses specifically. He just has a knack for knowing how the defenses are trying to play him and knowing how corners are trying to play him. He sets up corners very well in his routes, and I just think he has a knack for getting open despite not being the greatest athlete in the world. I do think that he'll line up outside of Cortland Sutton this year, but if Sutton's contract negotiation does not go well. Don't be surprised if Pat Bryant is their starting outside wide receiver after this season. He's a pretty willing blocker. He's got a good frame, solid built kid, and consistently he high points the ball well. So he could be a red zone threat as well. Even though he doesn't have that top end speed, Sean Payton has compared his traits to that of Michael Thomas coming out of college, which is high praise from one of the best offensive minded coaches in the league. Now, I don't necessarily love that comparison. I don't think that he has quite the ceiling that Michael Thomas did, but it does show what Sean Payton thinks he could be in his offense. And that is something that I am worth betting on in my rookie drafts, especially in the mid-third round, which is about where Pat Bryant is going. Now, if Pat Bryant isn't really your speed, you want somebody with a little bit more juice, might I add Tory Horton to this list. Now, he has speed for days. He's 6'3", runs a 4.4 140, and he is primarily a deep ball wide receiver. He's arguably the best deep ball tracker of this wide receiver class. The dude just knows how to get under the football. He has a background as a center fielder, as a baseball player, so he's just a very good tracker of the football, especially downfield, and he's got speed for days. Now, he lands in an ideal spot with Seattle, taking him in the 5th round. I know this was a little bit later in the draft capital, but I think he fits what they want to do very, very well. They need somebody that can stretch the field, and I think he'll see a chance to be in that role as soon as week 1. Now, there are some downsides to Tory Horton. The biggest problem is that he's an older prospect. He's got 5 years of college under his belt already, and he did have a knee injury that shortened his last year at Colorado State. That scared a lot of teams off. I'm not surprised to see him fall in drafts, but he was coming off of back-to-back 1,100-yard seasons in college. So if he had come out last year, I think he could have maybe even been a 3rd-round pick. That's the kind of production that he was putting up. But he wanted to go back to college, get one more year under his belt, so you can't blame a guy for making a decision like that. But I do think that Tory Horton has a role in this offense right away. I think that he will be one of the primary outside wide receivers for the Seahawks this year. And at this point in rookie drafts, you're giving as much credence as you can to guys with athletic upside that will be able to make it onto the field in some type of role. It's all about projections at this point in rookie drafts, and I'm going to take a gamble on a guy like Tory Horton with that athletic upside and the potential role that he has right away, and just take a shot on it. The last guy on this list is arguably the least productive guy in college on this list, but has perhaps the most potential, and that is Isaac Tesla of the Lions. Now, the thing that I love about this pick is that they must absolutely adore this kid. They traded 3 third-round picks and 2 6th-rounders to move up to the beginning of the 3rd round to draft Isaac Tesla. And I don't really understand it other than the fact that he is an elite athlete at his size. He's probably the best athlete at his size in the class for wide receivers. He's 6'4", 215 pounds, and he just moves like an NFL wide receiver. My guess is that the Lions believe that he was hampered by Arkansas's system and that they never really used him to his full potential. Maybe he was hampered by his quarterbacks at Arkansas. Either way, they saw traits that they believe will translate right away at the NFL level. All I know is he is falling a lot further than what his draft capital suggests he should in rookie drafts. I just don't mind betting on the evaluation of the Detroit Lions. They have been able to make great picks over the last 4 or 5 years, and they have said that this was their favorite wide receiver in this draft class. Maybe not the best wide receiver, but it was their favorite wide receiver, and I'm definitely going to try to pick him up in as many 4th rounds of rookie drafts as I can. I just don't see much downside. If he sucks, oh well. If he's great and they made a great evaluation, you're getting a guy for basically free that has the athletic profile of some of the best wide receivers in the NFL. So that's something we're willing to bet on, and I'm going to bet on this system that the Lions have developed in terms of how to scout wide receivers, because they have hit it out of the park multiple times over the last 3 or 4 years. All right, guys, that's it for this week's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a ton. It's totally free. We're putting out all sorts of great rookie content right now, and it's definitely something that I think you guys should be checking out. And if you haven't already, go pick up a draft guide over at tfhdraftguide.com. It's already live. You can get all of our rookie info. And it's just a great way to support the channel and what we're doing over here at the Fantasy Headliners. But that's all I got for you, and we will see you next time.
Analytics off the chain, other channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game.